Hi, I'm Amrutha Chandran, first year student of Rajagiri College of Social Sciences. I'm here to give some tips for an attractive personality. The first thing is that wear a smile. Is it expensive? I don't think. Smile is actually a universal language of kindness. And if you see someone without a smile, give them yours. That's the first tip. And the second tip is that have enthusiasm, like a child. We all know children, when they walk holding your hands, they ask so many questions. Sometimes they annoy us. Yes, they do a lot. But it is very good in many aspects. Like, it is very good to kill fear. It's very good to avoid nervousness. And it acts as a temporary thing that can actually boost your energy, and it can also increase your willpower also. And that's the second tip. And the third tip is that be humorous. At some tense situations where we find, okay, things are getting a little more tougher and silence everywhere, it's always nice to break the ice with some humor. And this humor will actually help us to converse better. Sometimes, things that we feel like we should convey, but it's hard to do. It's always better. You add some humor to it, so it makes us easy to convey things. And the fourth tip is gossiping. We all know the term. And does anyone like gossiping? Yeah. But does anyone like somebody talking behind their back is a question. Well, for me, I do not like. I don't think many of us does. But yeah, we do. Why? For many reasons. But it's not always good to do it. And there are reasons behind it. Because it can kill your trustworthiness, can destroy your personality. And it's not always nice to shatter someone's image, because we just like doing or talking behind their back. It's never good. It's not cool. It's never cool. And the next tip is that criticizing. It's like there are two types of criticisms. It's positive criticism, which is also known as constructive criticism, and destructive criticism. Constructive criticism is very good. It's better to do that than the destructive one, because destructive criticism can destroy relationships. But when you get constructive criticism, you tend to accept it than resisting to the criticism, even if it is something right. And it's better you don't argue at all. It's better to talk like that. And the next thing is that have gratitude. And do not expect it back. It's always nice to say thank you, because it can give some smile, or it can make other people happy. And it's better to expect it. It's better not to expect it back. Why? Because sometimes we may get disappointed. World is not very good in accepting what people do. And the next thing is that sometimes we keep grudges. Is it very good? For many of us, it may give some satisfaction, but in the end, we are just wasting our time and wasting our efforts on getting some petty satisfaction, which in the end is actually not very productive. Like, we can do something very productive and which can actually improve ourselves than going behind grudges and all. It's better not to hold grudges on people. And as we all know, life is not a bed of roses. There are ups and downs, but it's always nice if we don't complain permanently. It is good we complain like sometimes, but it's not very good if we complain every time, because it actually gives the other person a negative vibe, and they tend to see us as a negative person, and everything associated to us can be affected and be called negative. And the next thing is that sometimes it's unfortunate we may have to end some relationships. But it's always nice if we end those relationships with a positive note. Because once we end a relationship, the other person should always associate us with something positive than something negative. We should be remembered something pleasant when we die. You know, sad, but yeah. There should be something positive about us to talk. And the next thing is that practice empathy. Empathy is it's the ability of a person to understand another person's feelings, emotions, and things like that. And to put that in simple words, it's basically to see with the eyes of another, to hear with the ears of another, and to feel with the heart of another. And the last tip is always have loyalty, honesty, and integrity. And this is something that almost all of our leaders have. And they're always being praised for that. When we look at the lives of Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, or Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, anyone, they always have that integrity as their foundation stone upon which every other aspect is built on. Thank you.